Hey y'all,
Hey,
I'm Shauna.
I'm Chucky.
So this is our second week. Today we're going to talk about our story, how we met, and how important a support system is. What I want to do though is we had some questions, so we're going to start the show off next week reading the questions. If you have a question, you can submit it to us, inbox us, or write it on there. We can read it off next week and we can just answer. We're not doctors or anything, but
Right.
just common questions that you might have for either one of us. So, September 16th, 2017. I knew him from grammar school, but we wasn't friends or nothing later on in life. But he got in my inbox.
I did. You want me to tell how?
Yeah, tell me.
I was in a poker room. You know, like I think we talked about it last show, how I used to have a gambling addiction. But I was at the poker house, and I was looking at my phone, and I saw a picture. I was like, I don't know. It's like I got mesmerized, and I'm not saying that to get no points. I'm serious. I saw this picture.
He's so dramatic.
And I was like time stopped. It was like I was in a room with people, but I zoned out at this picture. So basically, I sent to that inbox.
So girls know, women know. I was like, what he want? I saw it, but I ain't want to say nothing because guys always in your inbox. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, what do you want? So he asked me how I've been or whatever, and asked me direct. He was real direct, like, are you single? And I'm like, I was single, kinda, but I was like am I single? I'm like, I'm dating. This is you just throw them off, like,
She was
yeah.
thotty.
I was not. I'm like, I'm dating, like, yeah, like, what you want? So he's like, let me get your number, like, I'm like,
And she gave it to me
well,
immediately.
I'm like, get your number. Like, this how direct he was. It was like, I like direct. It's just the way it just, it did something to me. So, once he got my number, our text would not stop. It was like, it was crazy. So, even when we started texting, I still was like, what he on? Like, just thinking, always second guessing, like, what's the purpose of him texting me? It was cool. We had we was vibing. But when we talked, it was over with. It was like,
Because I got in her ear.
it was inseparable. The moment that we talked, like, that next day, that first night, we was texting. And then the next day, we
was
talked.
sexting.
Whatever. No, we wasn't. The
That's
next
sexting.
day, no, we was not. The next day, we talked all day, all night. Like, I had to, go. It was just crazy. And
Mind sex.
it was not.
That was what that was.
And we would not stop talking. We talked nonstop. And from that time that we saw each other, was it the next day? That Monday?
I think it was that. Yeah.
Okay, so that was a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That Monday, after we talked all night, I had to see him. Okay. So I'm the one, like, I gotta see, because when you up close to somebody, it's not the same. It might not be the same.
Hold on. Let me say something. I ain't had no money. I just gambled all my money. And she talking about, now when you meet a woman, the first thing you think is when I'm gonna take her out. You know what I'm saying? You want to get to know her. You want to, take her to get something to eat. I think I had $10 in my pocket, and I needed that for gas and a 4 for 4, because I was getting the 4. I had to get the 4 for 4 because that was my daily thing, and I was going to the poker house, gambling every day, and hoping that I win some money and borrowing money to gamble. But the point is, I didn't have no money.
He did, and I asked him, like, so when you taking me out? Like, that was just like, he wanted to see. He was like, on the 27th, 26th, what you say you went on the check to clear?
When
I'm like,
I told her, I said, I'm waiting on a check to clear.
I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll see you then.
Timing difference.
I was like, okay, well, I'll see you then. But after
But
that
don't forget the
conversation-
timing difference.
The time, like,
I
who
told
says
I
that?
told there was a timing difference between me getting my money. So guys, if you ain't got no money and they ask you why you
No.
ain't take me out, just tell them you're going through a timing difference.
Who says that? I should have ran.
Yeah, you should have.
So after that, after that conversation for all them hours, I was like, I couldn't wait to that long. Okay, so this is like the 17th night. So he meant to tell me on the 26th. That's like I had to see him to see if I still liked him, because
Right.
when you're in person with somebody, it's different than talking on the phone. Like you don't know if you like them for real. So we met up at Starbucks on 87th Street.
And you know what? Check it out. This is what I was thinking. I was like, I'm trying to figure out where we're gonna meet. I think I told her I could meet you somewhere on, I said I think I picked 87th Street
You did.
because it was close and I only had so much gas. so since I only had so much gas and I was living, what was I on 69th?
Yeah.
I'm on 69th and Western. I said, okay, man, I could definitely dip down to 87th. That's not too far. I still got $10. I could put maybe 5 in the take. I got to get my 4 for 4. I got to get the 4 for 4. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, okay, so I'm cool with 87. I'm cool with 87. So you know what I did? This is what I did. I took that shower. You feel me? Make sure I had a fresh dashiki, because that's when I was rocking the African dashikis. And I was putting the Trues on with the Gucci shoes. So I said, I'm going to get fresh. Matter of fact, I'm going to put on one of my best combinations. I put the blue dashiki on with the blue True Religions, with the blue Guccis. Put on that. I was wearing this cologne called Eternity.
It smells so good.
Was it called Eternity?
No,
Eternal?
that wasn't what you had on.
That was the one, the clear one, the oil.
No, it wasn't the oil yet.
Or maybe it was blue.
It probably
Sky
was
Blue
I think
or
it was
Blue
I
by
think it was blue.
Dolce & Gabbana.
Yeah, it was blue.
Whatever I had on, I put it on and I made sure I was saturated. Not too much, but just
it was a
enough.
lot.
Just enough to get her to say, boy, you smell, because you always want the woman to say, boy, you smell good. You that's what you do it for. You got to get them to say, boy, you smell good. So, boom, I put it on. I don't even know if I had a haircut. Did I have a haircut?
You
Had a haircut, so I was winning. You feel me? So I'm thinking like, man, presentation is everything, right? So when I popped, I said, man, she gonna see me hop out this whip. I had a car that I was barely able to, never mind. But I had a car. I hop out. I'm like, when she see me, she ain't gonna think what I'm going through. She ain't gonna know
He had me waiting. I'm very on time.
And she was on time.
He had
But
me
check
waiting.
this out though. I'm gonna say this part and I'm gonna let her finish. I hop out the whip. She hop out her whip. I close my door. She leave her door open. She ain't even close the door. I think when she saw me, she was like,
Whatever.
she was
I was
caught up.
upset because you had me waiting.
Nah, she hopped out that
But
door.
I was
She
excited.
couldn't even close the door.
I was excited because
She
I was
was
like,
thirsty.
okay.
He was thirsty.
I was excited because I'm like, okay, I like them. Like I hadn't seen you in years.
Yeah, it's been a minute. And then see my Facebook, I guess you could look at the pictures at the time, I got all.
But people look
you know.
different in person. Y'all know, people look different in person.
And
so
she probably thought I had some money because she was like,
I was not.
you probably did think that I had Gucci shoes, the
Oh,
True,
boy, I
had the chains,
Anyway,
and the
so
cars.
I was nervous, but I was like, oh, I like them. Like, okay, so that's why I left my door open. It had nothing to
Nah,
do.
you lying. That's a lie.
Anyway, we stood outside
About 2 hours.
Starbucks for 2 hours.
I don't even know what we talking. I only remember the first part.
I don't remember how we did that, but it was like
2 hours.
it was 2 hours, and it was just like it was over with.
It was. It was
So
like.
it was like that every day. Every day he was on my house. I was
Wait a
on his
minute, you
house.
forgot to tell him the other part. You ain't gonna tell him the truth. You ain't lying. Don't tell him. You went to the next week or something.
Yeah.
No, tell him about that day.
No, we was just happy. We was just crazy about each other.
So if y'all read between the lines, that day we met.
That was
Well, look. What you laughing about?
Go ahead.
But let's talk about something though before we go. See, because there's so much in the story that we could talk about, but I would definitely like to just elaborate, if I will. You know, can I elaborate?
Mm-hmm.
So I was sending her these text messages, right? And I told her, I said, I think I told you, I said, I know who I am to you. She said, who is that? I said, your husband. You feel me? She was like, yeah, I think you him too. You feel me?
I had never experienced the kind of conversation that I had with this man. Like, men always, I felt, was missing something that I wanted. And it's like he had everything in one. I'm like, this is just two of, we had the same goals, the same vision, the same thought process with our kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the most, okay. My son, before him, was the most, my whole entire world, okay? So, at the time we got together, my son was 5. And
he embraced me from day one. But hold on though, hold on. Before you see you jumping.
Okay.
You jumping.
I just had to say
You trying to avoid something. And it's like I wanna
Go ahead, Chuck.
you trying to, you know, avoid something. See, I went to the text messages, you feel me? And I started talking about, you know, the husband-wife conversation. But see, when we saw each other in that parking lot and we left each other, so I'm driving, so you know what I'm thinking, like, man, Shorty feeling me, because she was all in my face, and I told her, like, you're going to have to back up. You can't be walking up on me like this. But
I was just in your face.
I was in your face too, but you was a little more aggressive than me. You was a little more aggressive.
Whatever.
So she's sending me signals. So what am I supposed to do? So I had to think quick. You know what I'm saying? So I had just got my new apartment, you know, thank God. That was, you know, and that's the funny part. That was my first time living by myself. Mm-hmm. I mean, living by myself, with me. And so I ain't had no furniture. I'm gonna keep it real. I had a bed though, a nice bed. It was expensive, but I was about to get everything furnished and everything. But I'm thinking like, man, should I invite her over? Should I let her come here? I overrode what the house looked like. It was fixed up though. The place was nice. It was decent. The neighborhood wasn't as great, you know. But you know what? I said, forget it. I'm finna have Shorty come over here. You know what I'm saying? So I tell her, like, hey, come through. And immediately she say, okay.
I did not.
Immediately.
It did not. I was like, no, we had just left each other, and I had something.
She dipped off. She dipped off when they handled some business. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I gave her that redirection, and she accepted. Or you could say she acquiesced. She accepted the invitation. I said, hey, come through. Now, you don't want me to go through the other part of the story. Nah, I ain't gonna go there, because that's too much. At the end of the day, you know, let's just say this.
I can't stand you.
Let's just say this. Whatever happened over those text messages, whatever happened in that Starbucks parking lot, it built up some things.
I'm about to end the video.
No. And that day,
so dumb.
Can I just say, it went down.
I cannot stand.
So, it was interesting how it was so euphoric. It was euphoric. It was exciting. It was new. And before we even, you know, we can't keep going with the story without one point, I gotta say. I was in Las Vegas, what, a month? Well, no, how many weeks?
A couple weeks.
A couple weeks.
A month before that.
About a month, and then I was in a hospital. How long before that?
Like a week. You had just got the hospital.
I went to Vegas.
The day before you reached out to me. The day before you had just got the hospital.
Okay, so I'm in Vegas. So I say, I'm in Las Vegas with my friends, my guys, and I got my Bible. And at the time, I started praying about a wife. Now, I wasn't talking to Shauna. I ain't know. We weren't even talking then. But I was talking to about 5 or 6 females. You know what I'm saying? Really,
5 or 6.
About 5 or 6. I always say, no, I say it's like about 5 or 6. But this what happened. This what happened though. Real talk. I never forget this. while I'm talking to these females, now I know I just prayed this prayer in Vegas. I said, Lord, where's my wife? I ain't asking to send me a wife. I said, where is she? That's what I want to know, because I believe that scripture that says a man that finds a wife, he finds a good thing, and he knows that the Lord was good to him. And some versions say, and he obtains favor. And I also knew that he says, you have not because you ask not. And he says that I'm able to give you more and exceedingly above what you ask for. So I'm already thinking like that. I'm like, man, where's my wife? So I get back. I go to the hospital. I'm struggling with my bipolar. They changed my medicine, put me on some strong stuff. So I'm kind of off a little bit. I'm kind of like, my sleep pattern is off. But at the same time, I'm looking for a wife. So all the women I'm talking to, I'm asking them.
They shouldn't even been trying to reach out. You had two.
But you had two. How many you had?
I
But look, so I'm like, you know what? I go through this process and I'm like, you know, I'm asking these women, I'm trying to see who's my wife. But when I seen Shauna picture,
damn,
boom, it started a curiosity and it got me stimulated. So then we went on that journey, you know what I'm saying? And it ended up her in my apartment.
That was the whole backstory.
You see how we connected it?
Was you taking your medicine?
Yeah. Wait.
You was not taking your medicine correctly. You wasn't. This the whole purpose. That's the whole reason.
Damn, was it?
No, you was not taking your medicine right.
I was off?
Yes, you was off.
Oh, yeah, because of what happened?
Yeah.
This what happened. Okay, they changed my medicine to lithium, and I ain't like it.
So he stopped taking it?
I think I stopped taking it. I met her in the middle of, damn, I was psychotic.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and then she saw it later, though. But,
right.
You know, that moment of time, though, when we connected like that, I was decent. I wasn't really off at that point. As time progressed, after we had our consummation.
Really?
Yeah.
You say, why are you so stuck?
Well, I told this woman, was that the day that I opened up the Bible?
Now, this is not the first time he been married.
Okay, what?
So, I was like,
on my past.
No,
why you bringing my past up like
my
that?
point is that he knew he wanted a wife. I'm saying how important it was to you because you were marrying type of guy.
Yeah, I was married for 7 years.
Right,
When I was 21.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my point in saying that.
Yeah, I've been jumped off the porch.
You knew what you wanted. You knew you wanted a wife.
I did. I knew.
So that was important. That's the important part.
That was important. It was she right. I knew I needed a wife. My religious beliefs and my preoccupation with scripture.
But that was important to me because the way he came about how he wanted a wife. You don't hear men say that like that. Like they grow into like to know what you want. Everything about him, knowing everything that he wanted was attractive to me because I'm the kind of person that knows what I want and know what I don't want. So to meet somebody that has that, it's not an in between with me. I'll be like, I don't want to do that, and it's not like, you sure you think, mate? No, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm that way.
Right.
And to meet somebody to say that they want a wife and this is the goals and this is that, like we was on the same path, and I was so blown away. I was blown away.
And I think it was just made there. I think God created us for each other.
He had to.
Yeah,
because it doesn't make sense.
We was made for each other.
And those 2 weeks, those first 2 weeks, after the first week, he let me know about his illness. I didn't know. I did notice though that
you skipping some stuff.
What am I skipping?
You skipping the fact that we went out. I was supposed to take you out to the club. We ain't go on a date yet.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah,
okay.
See, you got if you're gonna tell the story, you gotta tell the story.
Like,
so she got thrown off because Buddy didn't have no money.
Right.
But I'm with the guys and we was finna go out to what's that V75. And I tell Shorty like, hey, come out with us. Woo. She come meet us at the poker spot, looking real nice, real dainty, you know. I'm feeling her like, okay. But guess what? I ain't got no money, so I tell Shorty like, look, my guy, he gonna pay for us. Turned her way off. She was like, hey, I'm up. Matter of fact, she get in the car, she thinking like, I don't even think I want to talk to Buddy. Like, how you going? What type
I'm a
of
grown
female?
woman.
And so
I
that kind
don't do
that kind of threw off. So she didn't even go out with me. You know what I'm saying, that night. And I was like, okay, you know, I'm in the club, I'm thinking about her. You know what I'm saying? It's a chick there, but I'm like, man, what's Shorty on? You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even really just be in a club doing my thing. So I definitely hit her a line after it was over with.
Try not to answer.
Well, but she answered, and I definitely took a detour.
I cannot.
What's that song about Jodeci?
stand you.
Something about boots.
Boy.
But you know what? The fact that she was dealing with me like that, she came to my apartment, no furniture, no TV,
No pillows.
no pillows,
Who don't have pillows?
no pillows, no money.
Who don't have no pillows?
You know what I'm saying?
I was like,
Can't pay for her to go to the club, but she was like,
I'm like, I'm not
she
right. I ain't
still
going-
rock with me though.
I ain't going to no club and your friend paying for me. What you think I am?
She rock with me. Then I never forget the moment. I'm telling her your business.
We haven't got to
I'm
the
telling-
the first week. Okay, we was inseparable. I was at his house, he was at my house, but he had to leave my house because he hadn't met my son yet.
Right, I remember that. Yeah. I couldn't stay really spend the night.
Yeah,
She just wanted to use me for what I'm talking about.
No.
But then
I was like, gotta
she
go.
said, "But it's time for you to bounce." You feel me?
Anyway.
Yeah. So I just left.
So we were inseparable. The first week, we had gotten so close that I felt like this man was just like God sent for me because his character, his heart. I saw his heart. You know what I'm saying?
No, that ain't what it was.
That is
She
it.
seen my vision. Let me tell you
No,
what
it
happened.
was your heart.
Look, I opened up this computer, right?
No,
First,
hold
hold on.
my gosh,
I
you going off. You going off to you going off.
I opened up the Bible. I tell her.
That was not what got me.
But this what got her.
That was not
I
it.
seen
I'm
her-
telling you, that was not it. I saw his heart. I saw how he was about his son. Now, his son at the time was, how old? 12, 13?
Tyler was
12.
Yeah, he's 16 now. 15. That was 3 years ago. So yeah, 12.
12. Okay.
He'll be 16 now. Mhm.
That's a whole nother story. When I say that's my baby, that's my baby.
Man, look. She ain't telling y'all when she seen my vision. She
That's
took me
not
to
it.
everybody's house. I
We-
opened up the book.
It was-
I opened up the computer. I said, Shauna, I got a vision. I showed her my PowerPoint presentation. She said, okay, I need you to pack up everything, pack your computer. I'm taking you on a ride. Now look, the whole time I'm like, man, where we going? She took me to her cousin's house. She took me to her sister's house. Then she took me to her mom and daddy's house. Pops was like, what you gonna do with my daughter?
First of all,
I told him I'm gonna marry her.
You talking all about, we had already,
Truth. That's what got her, the vision.
it was not.
Then I told her, I said, look, Abraham had a son and he wanted him to get married, so he sent somebody else to find a wife. Now this I'm finna connect it. When he went and found when Isaac found his wife, he didn't know her. He ain't know nothing about her. He ain't never seen her. But when he saw her, it says he knew her, and they became husband and wife. And I said, that's
So
what we do.
right away, we knew we was gonna get married. Like,
New means sex, by the way.
we knew that we was gonna get married right away. I was in love with him from the beginning, and so was he. So we was like just inseparable. So I was like, wow, this is serious. I was just like, and I'm not easily moved. Like,
Right, she not.
I'm not.
She really not impressed by a
I'm
lot.
not impressed easily at all. And I felt like, what is happening to me? I had to share it with the closest people to me. So my mama.
She took me to everybody's house. I
My
was like,
mama had been praying for me a husband. I'm like, Mom, I got a business. I'm over here doing it, raising my child, all this. She like, you need a husband.
She told her right. Thank you, Mama.
I had let my mama, because I hadn't let her, I wasn't introducing her to nobody. He had to be. He was special, very special.
Oh, thank you.
So I did, and I was excited and I was in love, and yes, that happened. So, fast forward a week after we met, he tells me that he is bipolar. So, me not knowing anything about the illness at all at that point, or from only stuff that I heard, or nothing for real, just the stigma that we're trying to change. That's the purpose of the show. But yeah, me not knowing anything about it, I just was like, you're not gonna hurt me or my son, are you? Like, that was my only question to him. He was like, no, nothing.
That's a real question. And a lot of people do fear mental health, mental illness, you know. And she asked that question. I was like, no, I ain't gonna hurt y'all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now look, I have exhibited anger and violence, you know what I'm saying? But it's usually for a reason. Not saying that I'm justifying it, but like, if I get triggered, and for the reasons I was getting triggered, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm just trying to hurt somebody just because I'm angry. I'm just doing it to anybody. I think, you know, being emotionally unstable, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you process it incorrectly. But I would never hurt her or any of my family. I love my family.
Never been show any type of aggression towards me.
She the aggressor. So I should have asked her, you gonna hurt me now?
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Tell them about the door.
Whatever. So anyway, that was the only question that I had. So gratefully, well, that's not the right word. I'm happy that you told me
I'm grateful
that day, because he started to just go down the slope. After the moment he released that information to me, stuff just started unraveling.
And I remember, you know what though?
I'm like, what the world's going on?
I remember we went to the barbershop and she was so frustrated. She didn't even want me coming to the barbershop with her. I was feeling all insecure and
Something
hurt.
was going on with you though.
Yeah, but I was like, damn, why she didn't want me coming to the barbershop?
So I didn't know what was going on. So that night, I realized a lot. That he hadn't been taking his medicine properly.
Well, she didn't. Right, that's true.
I
was on lithium too. I'm still on lithium.
He wasn't taking it right, and he just started like pacing back and forth, and it was. But
I had a trigger though.
You did.
I had a major trigger.
Right.
Let's not forget the trigger.
Right.
Because people don't usually just exemplify.
Right.
Psychosis without a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be something, whether it's drugs, whether it's stress. It could be something with the chemical imbalance. But in my situation, I was with Shauna. I was able to function to a certain point. And in that point, we went on our first date. And that's when you start seeing more of the symptoms.
No. I saw him before that, when I had met Tyler.
Well, when you met, at that particular point in time, when you met Tyler, when did we go on that first date?
After that.
We went on the first date after that?
Yes.
Because I got paid, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you met Tyler, and okay, so
I met Tyler that Saturday. We went on a date probably like that Thursday, Wednesday, something like that. After that.
Okay, and he went home when? When did we
that
drop
night,
him off?
We had him just for that day.
Just for that day, and that's when I had that woo, that altercation, right?
Yeah. And
so that whole time I'm with Shauna, you know, we connected. You want me?
But that night, I'm not done. That night that he told me that he was bipolar, I think that his ex-wife told him that he couldn't see Tyler.
Right.
Well, it was only for a certain time or something. It was something like that, but it made you so upset you couldn't sleep.
She said I couldn't see my son without supervision from my mother, and it pissed me off.
Right.
I wasn't in a good place with my mother. I couldn't see my son because I was staying in an apartment that they didn't approve of because of who owned the building, and I felt really angry. So I started feeling this powerlessness, and I got unstable.
So he was pacing. He pacing back and forth.
Pacing
so
back
I'm
and
like,
forth, crying,
pacing, taking medicine. I'm like, okay, now I'm remaining calm, but not really understanding what the world is going on. So I'm like, okay, it's okay. I'm just telling him it's gonna be okay. You know, I'm like, it's gonna be okay. You just gotta relax, because I see that he's like antsy now.
Well, you
And-
probably want to wrap this up, baby, because we're almost out of time.
Okay, well.
So we will leave off on when we start seeing those symptoms, and we'll finish up with it next week.
Next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Next week, part 2 to our story. Our
Thank
lovely
you.
story.
Bye-bye.
Bye.